For those of you as out of the modeling loop as we have been, you may not recognize this name. However, it's a name you're probably going to end up knowing in years to come. A woman by the name of Tamika Chesser has been arrested for the murder of her boyfriend. Now, mind you, this is not just some simple murder. We are talking about dismembering here. And when you look at her, you probably would never think that this individual would be guilty of such a thing. We're going to go through this article to find out exactly what they've known so far. She was in a Beauty and the Geek. I have not seen that one, but I do recognize her face from at least a few photos flashing across on multiple social media platforms because apparently she was a model. Um, she remains in South Australia custody right now after her partner was found deceased on June 19th. They say that it seems like she had done this out of a desperate plea. I'm not quite sure exactly how that goes to a desperate plea. But in any case, after responded to the property, Chesser, who's 34, and Story, 39, to find a confronting scene. Released, they said that Julian's body had been dismembered. That's her boyfriend. Apparently, she had removed his head. Now, okay, I'm going to try and not be too graphic with it, but at the same time, I think it's necessary for this one purpose. If you have a problem with somebody, find a different way. Please, just find another way. Um, the search remained on their priority, recovering Julian's head to return it to his family so they can live in peace, is what their first and final priority was. But apparently, they're still trying to do all that. The police have confirmed that Chesser has been charged with murder and that they believe that the crime was not a random incident. Police also called upon the local community and information, noting that they believe Story was killed 2 days before he was found. CC footage camera around her house showed her jogging. Um, Again, while we don't know exactly how this might have taken place, this is her. I'm going to ask people in the audience, if you saw her on Instagram, would this be something you could think would be possible for someone that looked like that? Which is why we always say looks can be very deceiving. All murders cause pain and grief for the victims and the families and friends. The circumstances of murder is particularly harrowing, confronting, and distressing. Major crimes detectives have spoken to Julian's family, who are devastated by the loss and also by the circumstances surrounding his death, releasing the details of the horrific crime because it is vital for Julian's family to peacefully lay him to rest. What I would really like to know is the exact reason why. Um, if y'all can tell me that as to why exactly this took place, and I believe they're still investigating that. They do have her in custody. The other issue here is how, and I don't think I want to know how, but at the same time I'm curious. Um, I'm going to take a gander at a guess here. Two reasons it could have happened, or the how, meaning he didn't think that he was able or should be able to fight back because he was a man and being told he shouldn't fight back, or he was incapacitated, so he couldn't. And that would be one of the biggest reasons I could lend to. He was probably sedated to a degree of drugged, is what I want to say. We don't know. We don't know. But I'm looking at the picture. He's not an unhealthy young man. He's not the kind of person that could say would not be able to fight back. However, he's no longer amongst the living. Being killed 2 days before. Again, this is very disturbing to me because it's not something that you hear about every day. Normally, you hear about the adverse. You hear about one being ended like this, not the man, especially to the point where you're going to remove the head and hide it. It also speaks to a different level of passion associated with it. I would venture to guess, if I were a betting man, that she's going to end up putting in a plea of mental instability, psychosis, um, possibly going crazy because of some distress, finding out he was cheating or talking to some other girl on Instagram. People get triggered for way less these days. And she's probably going to enter a plea of mental incapacity and not be able to stand trial. I'm going to anticipate that would be her next phase, considering how much stuff has happened in this case. When we hear more about it, we'll let you know. But as of right now, Miss Tamika is in custody and awaiting to find out more information about it. Condolences to the family. This is one of those situations where I don't even I don't even know where to begin with this one. Um, then again, we're just news, so we're just bringing it to you. If you might have more information, you might be in Australia, you might know more about what's going on, but it was fairly recent news. And right now, police are still investigating all they need to investigate, including motive.